Hey everyone, it's me Infinite Designer. Today, we are going to create an amazing currency animation using Alight Motion. So first, let's see the preview.
Do you know? If Indian government earns 100 rupees of tax, then which are the components of these 100 rupees? So government will earn 30 rupees as GST. Then they will earn 55 rupees as income tax. And lastly, they will earn 15 rupees as other taxes. So these are the elements of 100 rupees of tax earned by Indian government.
First of all, add a rectangle and create a radial gradient. Now add your currency note image and place it properly. Now add a wave warp effect onto this note image. Now first decrease the spacing. Now set the magnitude to 1. Now go to phase and add a keyframe at starting point and add another keyframe at the end of the video. Now increase the phase value at second keyframe. And your waving animation is ready. Now to break this note into parts, add a wipe effect. Now keep the start value to 0 and set the end value to 33.33. Now duplicate this note layer. Now set the start value to 33.33 and end value to 66.66 in this duplicated note. Now again duplicate this image and now set the start value to 66.66 and set the end value to 100. Now as you can see, we have 3 parts of one note. Now we will make a separation animation. So for that, I will add keyframe at 5 and 6 seconds. Now move the part like this at second keyframe. Now animate the other part of note similarly. Now select all these 3 layers on Note and make a group. Now to make the opening animation, add a flip layer effect. Now first set the axis to 90 degrees. Now decrease the angle to flip is like this. Now add 2 keyframes at the starting of the video. Now set the angle to 0 at second keyframe. Now go to scaling option and add similar keyframe. Now increase the size at first keyframe. Now go to moving option and again add similar keyframes. Now drag it out of frame at first keyframe. And your opening animation is ready. Now I will add a text element below the note. This step is completely optional. You can add it or skip it as per the script of your video. Now to make the next animation, we will use null object. So add a null layer and pair all the layer with null. Now first go to scaling option and add 2 keyframes after note break into parts. Now increase the size at second keyframe. Now add similar keyframes in moving option and place it like this. Now go to second keyframe where the animation stops, which is at 8.15 seconds in my case. Now here, add your text element. Now add a count up and down effect. Now here, my text value is 30. So set the add value to -30. Now add to keyframes and set the add value to 0 at second keyframe. Now add a fade in effect. Set the fade out value to 0 and keep the fade in value to 0.5. Now add a white circle and make it small like this. Now add a linear repeat on this circle. Now set the x value to 0 and then decrease the y value like this. Now adjust the count value accordingly. Now go to range transform and set the alpha to 0. Now again come to position and add to keyframes. Now set the y value to 0 at first keyframe. Now move the text layer little bit back like this. Now pair these two layers with null. Now as you can see, after pairing, the circles are spoiled. So just open the repeat effect and adjust the y value at second keyframe. Now add a fade effect on this circle layer also. Now select both these layers and drag them to the point where the zoom has started, which is at 7 seconds in my case. Now after some frames, add another 2 keyframes in null and move it towards the second part. Now duplicate the text and circle layer for the next part of note. Drag the circle and text onto this part of note like this. Now change the text accordingly. Adjust the add value also in the count effect. Now select both these duplicated layers and drag it backward to the frame where the second movement starts, which is at 10.15 seconds in my case. Now similarly, make animation for the third part of the note. Follow the similar process for the last part of note also, but still I'm not fast forwarding the video so that you can see the entire process properly. Now again add 2 keyframes in null and place the null in center at second keyframe. Now add similar keyframes in scaling option and scale down the scene like this. Now to make a continuous zoom R animation, add another null layer before the zoom R stops in first null. Now pair the first null with this second null. Now add keyframes at starting and ending of this null and zoom out little bit at second keyframe. Now add a nice and subtle shadow on the node group. At last, you can add a motion blur effect also on all the layers to add a realistic look. And we are done. We have simply created an amazing and cool looking currency animation in Alight Motion. So now create your own currency animation and use it in your documentary edits, reel edits, and many more.